Such a geek podcast. Damn it. What a nerd podcast. Such a nerd podcast.
Holy fucking shit, it's a dinosaur. Jesus Christ, what the fuck? Oh my fucking god, fucking dinosaurs. Holy shit, what the fuck?
Hello!
Hey, how's it going?
Welcome to another episode of Such a Nerd Podcast,
My
special
name's
edition.
David.
But it's a special edition.
Is it?
It's special because it's Tuesday.
It's special because we couldn't do our shit properly.
I
this
shit
weekend.
properly every day. What are you talking about?
I shit like a fucking volcano. Should we be talking about this?
No, not at all.
All right.
What's up,
moving on.
everybody? So, lots to talk about. We're definitely going to get into some E3 stuff. Of course, we were going to do Metal Gear Solid retrospective, and then Sony melted our faces off, and we were like, no, got to talk E3.
Yeah, I definitely was like, this. What?
Doobadoo.
We were actually talking during the announcement we're referring to. I'm pretty sure if you guys know us, you know what we're talking about
Oh,
already.
no, we're going to open this up this way. We're going to do this. You're welcome, Internet. You're fucking welcome.
You finally got it.
No, because people have been asking for this forever. For like 15 years, people have been asking for this. And it's never happened. And then we do our podcast last week.
Oh, yeah, you know.
And we were like, hey, the one game that actually needs an HD remake, Final Fantasy VII, but they won't do it. Why won't they do it? And you know what? I'm going to guarantee you,
It was because of us.
the guys at Square Enix listened to our podcast and they were like, you know what? That Josh and David are all right.
They're right, too.
They
You know?
are right. We're going to make this fucking... Thank you, Josh and David, for putting that suggestion in our head.
It honestly just made me feel maybe they're getting closer to bankruptcy than we thought.
Well, we could talk about that, but it definitely is strange timing why now of all things, but we're going to talk about Final Fantasy, but we're going to start out first.
Yeah.
Guess what week it is?
It's, week?
You fucked it up.
I did.
It's Shout Out to Gary Week. Who would have thought?
Oh, yeah, it's that week every day of my life.
Shout out to Gary.
Shout out
Hey.
to Gary. Every week of my life. Okay, yeah, that works.
Oh, also, while we're giving shout-outs, I got to give another shout-out to our... Oh, and we're going to talk about this also. We need official things of the podcast. So I think...
We need fleshlights.
Well, no, I'm not talking about that. I'm like, Gary, the official shout-out of the podcast is Gary.
Yeah, he's pretty much sponsoring us with no money.
The official asshole of the podcast is Brandon.
Yeah, that's definitely true. I can give him that.
His wife, Katie, I always thought looked like Christina Ricci, so Katie is now the official Christina Ricci of the podcast.
There you go. We're slowly building an Addams family.
We got it.
We're building an atom bomb, if you will.
But we also have an official police officer of the podcast,
There
and
you
that
go.
is Major Kirk in Baltimore City.
Props.
Yeah.
We
He
love
was
you.
like, where's the new episode? I drove to work today and
Ah.
didn't have anything to listen to.
Why are you going to tell me that? I feel terrible now. It was my
Dickhead.
fault. It was my fault.
No, shit happens, you know. No, one other thing you brought up was we should make a playlist of the songs that we use between transitions.
Yeah.
And just like say, you know, like this week we'd be like, hey, these are the songs we used last week. So how do you feel about that?
We could link them in the description.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, we don't have a description.
Oh, no, we don't. We're not on YouTube.
We don't have our YouTube channel yet. We're going to probably, because if you haven't noticed, episode 1 of wrestling and episode 1 of this show have disappeared. I have decided I'm going to save some space that way, and I'm going to be uploading them to YouTube's.
I'm sure all 5 of our fans really care.
They will, and then they can check the comments, or the links, in the description.
All right, well, enough of that bullshit. So what did we do this week? David, what did you do this week?
What did I do this week? It was Father's Day, so I was playing with the young buck.
Yes, okay.
The insane young buck who just doesn't have a pause button.
For Father's Day, we went to the Smithsonian.
Ah,
And we were there for a little while. The Dinosaur exhibit was actually closed off because they're remodeling it, so that's always my favorite part of going there. So, of course...
so they had to shit on your dreams. basically.
Exactly. So we were like, oh, we're going to walk down to the Washington Monument. I've never actually been inside the monument.
Which is basically DC's penis.
Yeah, for the most part. We fuck the world with that thing all the time. No, we were going to go in that. We made it like maybe, I would say, a quarter mile down there. And it was just blazing. It was like 95 degrees at that point. Emily was like, Daddy, can we just go home? Look, if you're going to take the necklace off, just take it off.
Drop the mic. Whatever. I was trying to be subtle.
So what else did I do? Well, last Sunday we had the finale of Game of Thrones for Season 5. I know you're not caught up on it, but
I'll eventually catch up one day.
it's just... Why do they do this? Why do I allow them to do this? They always like just take my heart and just crush it, just stab it 17 million times. Fucking George R. R. Martin.
'Cause you deserve it.
George R. R. Martin.
The pirates named you.
Somebody on Twitter posted a joke, and it's an old joke. I've seen it before. I think I saw it after like season 2, but they said, you know why George R. R. Martin doesn't have Twitter?
Why is that?
Because he killed all 140 characters. Yeah. And that's pretty accurate.
God damn it.
Yeah.
That's a good joke. It's
It
very
is a good
meta.
joke.
Is that a good way to describe it? Meta?
Sure, why not? I also finished Orange is the New Black. Very good season. I was very happy with it. Ended on a high note, but also a little bit of a cliffhanger, because you don't know if one of the characters actually died, but all the prisoners, they were like replacing part of the fence, and all the guards quit. So all the prisoners ran outside to like this lake that's right by the prison, and were like splashing around in the lake and just having a grand time. So it kind of ended on a high note. But I'm not going to tell you anything else.
Alright, I don't want to fucking hear it anyway.
I know you don't want to fucking hear it. You know what you want to fucking hear?
What do I want to hear?
Gambit finally has a director.
Thank God.
This is like the 6th one, I think.
Wait, is this a Sony movie?
It is a Fox movie. So 2 things come of this. Number 1, the director is Rupert Wyatt, who directed Rot Poda, Rise of the Planet of the Apes.
Never watched one
which
of
you
those new
still
ones.
haven't seen.
I'm not interested in those Planet of the Apes movies, man.
Well,
That shit's for the monkeys.
yes, it is for the monkeys. No, they're really good. I would check it out. But
I'll probably get around to it eventually. Is Mark Wahlberg in it?
no.
Then I don't care, actually. That's a joke.
That's the worst joke ever. Don't even joke about that.
Transformers 4 is the best movie of all time.
You know, it's on Netflix right now. I can literally go watch it for free, and I still won't watch that fucking movie.
They couldn't pay me to watch that shit.
So, Gambit, although it does have a director, he will not be in X-Men Apocalypse, which kind of boggles my mind a little bit.
I wonder why they're trying so hard to make him have his own movie. Like, Wolverine's going to be in Apocalypse.
Wolverine is going to be in Apocalypse. Well,
He has his own movie spin-off, I guess you could consider it.
what really doesn't make any sense to me is that he's not going to be in X-Men Apocalypse, and the Gambit movie is scheduled to come out like a month after X-Men Apocalypse.
And they're both Fox, right?
Yes.
That's just silly.
So you're going to have this big thing. I mean, it's fucking Apocalypse. People have been waiting for Apocalypse forever.
Well, apparently Gambit's more important because he's not going to be there and get his own shit.
Well, yeah, so we're going to go against Apocalypse. People are going to die. You know, shit's going to be flesh flinging in all directions. And then a month later, you're going to have a, origin story for Gambit.
God damn Origins.
Yeah.
Hey,
So-
did you realize that we're about to get our 3rd Spider-Man origin story in 15 years?
They're not doing an origin story.
They're not.
They're not.
I just got super pumped about this movie.
They are going into this new movie as if you know who Spider-Man is
If
and
you
know
don't
what he
know,
does.
if you don't know who Spider-Man is by now, then maybe you should, step outside because obviously you've just been hiding in your basement without internet.
Without internet.
Without internet.
That's the fucking word. That's like the ultimate form of torture for
When
me.
you have no internet.
No internet. It's
I
like
hate
I'm
it.
fucking done.
It's even worse when you don't have internet and then you have no cell phone service either.
Yes.
So it's
Neo.
like, oh my god, I'm blocked off from the world. What is this, 1990?
Hey, do you want to hear more about Justice League Suicide Squad?
Hell no.
Well, guess what? Aquaman's going to be in Suicide Squad.
What?
Yes.
What?
So not only do we have the Joker, which makes sense. The
That makes
Suicide
sense.
Squad is going to go after Joker. Okay. But now we also have Batman.
Which kinda, it's a little out of place, but it's good because I guess it's Joker and Batman. You got one with the other, but Aquaman?
Aquaman. Khal Drogo himself.
Why?
Don't really know, although it is rumored that one of his villains is going to be in Suicide Squad. So at this point, I'm like, alright, you have the Suicide Squad, which is like 16 people. You have the Joker, who I'm sure is going to have minions. You have Batman. You have Aquaman, and now you have some fucking villain.
I like Minions. It's going to be a good movie.
I'm
Two
sure
thumbs
it
up.
is.
Oh, sorry. Distracted. ADD.
Yeah. So, once again, I'm going to go into fuck this, double no, not going to see it, Suicide Squad.
Dude, I've lost complete interest in seeing what they're doing to the Joker. So, yeah, I'm definitely not interested at all. I think it's going to do well.
I'm sure it will, yeah.
Because all these people on the DC hype train for their movies.
For some reason. Have they ever made a good... I mean...
Batman.
The Batmans aside, the Christopher Nolan Batmans aside,
Son of a bitch.
have they ever made a good comic book movie?
The new Superman was pretty good. I had fun with it.
It's a fun movie, but
it was kind of convoluted, but
yeah.
I'd watch it again.
All right, well, fuck DC. Let's go Marvel.
Fuck yeah.
Robert Downey Jr. told Mark Ruffalo that the Hulk will be in Civil War.
Yay.
So how Robert Downey Jr. knows this and Mark Ruffalo doesn't know this is beyond me.
Because Robert Downey Jr. owns the fucking world.
Pretty much. I think he made like $80 bajillion off the last Avengers movie. So.
Which he already had that sitting back at his house. So
yeah,
it's
so
just
now
like,
he's got
oh,
160 bajillion. Jeez.
I wish I could just have a half a bajillion. I'd be happy.
No, I am all for the Hulk in the Civil War. Hulk's one of my favorite characters. I wish they would do a goddamn World War Hulk movie or Planet Hulk movie. Jesus Christ, give me that.
That Edward Norton movie was fucking awesome, by the way.
I loved it. I thought it was great.
I was really hoping for another sequel, but it didn't happen.
Well, we'll see what happens with this one. They're really talking about doing a Planet Hulk movie now, so we'll see what happens.
I'd be happy.
I would be.
I'd skeet.
So Spider-Man has been cast.
Yay to Guy. Yay,
Tom
Tommy.
Holland is the one that they decided to go with. They decided to go with not Asa Butterscotch Candyfield.
So they're stupid.
I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, I'll reserve judgment until I actually see him in costume or something like that. But
well, Tom's a great guy. We know him from such films as
that one thing.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. So yeah, we need official things, official people. So Gary's the official shout out. We got
Brandon's the asshole.
Katie's the official Christina Ricci of the podcast.
We have our Super Trooper.
Yeah, we do. Our official Super Trooper. Why didn't I think of that? Holy shit.
Because you're not following the Kickstarter as much as I am.
I am not following the Kickstarter, although I am happy that they're
making it?
Yeah, thinking about making it.
Thinking about making it my ass. They got more than enough now.
Okay, well, awesome.
They almost got double what they wanted.
Speaking of double what they wanted,
we're
just segueing the fuck out of this thing.
Yeah, segue.
Jurassic World. I saw it. It feels like a fucking month ago that I saw this movie. No details on how much this movie cost to make. They haven't released that, but a lot of people are saying it was probably around $200 to $225 million, somewhere around there.
Wow.
Yeah. So, do we want to hear the numbers of what this thing has done?
Sure.
All right. Opening weekend, $208 million. Broke the Avengers record for opening weekend.
Wow.
As of
Chris Pratt.
As of 6/21, which is when I did these notes because I had to redo them since we didn't do Saturday. As of 6/21, it has done $402 million in the States.
Be so rude?
$402 million in the States. Worldwide, it has done $987 million.
Wow.
So if you told me Jurassic Park was going to beat out the Avengers and close in on $1 billion after its first week, I would tell you you are fucking crazy.
Now the fucked up part is one of the few podcasts I listen to on a very, very regular basis, which is fantasy fiction, is they didn't like it.
It's a very mixed reviews type of movie. So it has 71% critic score on Rotten Tomatoes and 84% audience. Mostly positive, I would say.
One of the comments he made is that, I haven't seen it, you have, which is why I'm bouncing it off of you, is he said, even though, Chris Pratt is supposed to be the lead, at times it just feels like there's no real lead character.
I would say that is accurate. I think it's pretty evenly split between him, the
kids.
Annoying ass fucking kids, and Bryce Dallas Howard.
Is that the lady?
Yeah.
Who was establishing the family motif of the movie?
Yes. Yeah. So here's what I thought of it. Alright, so you remember when we did our summer movie preview?
Yeah.
Okay. And I said, anybody who's looking at this movie like a spiritual successor to Jurassic Park, don't waste your time.
Don't waste your time. Yeah, you said it's going to be a good old monster movie.
Which is exactly what it was.
Did you have a good time?
I had a great time. So we go in, we don't see the Indominus Rex at first. It's kind of like camouflaged and hidden. And then once you finally do see this fucking thing, you're like, oh my god, that's awesome. And the last 20 minutes of the movie was it was Godzilla, Mothra, and King Ghidorah, all-out monsters attack for the last 20 minutes. It was awesome.
I don't know if it was a fake website I was reading it off of, because I read a lot of random shit online and I don't check any sources. But apparently because of the success of Godzilla and Jurassic Park, they're thinking about maybe doing a crossover.
That would be retarded. So, when I said that, I was jokingly, hey, I expect Godzilla to pop up.
Like I said, it could be completely fake. It was just something I saw randomly in the middle of the night. It was like the Jurassic Park logo with Godzilla in it. It was like, oh, this could be happening.
Yeah, I'm sure it's on Snopes.
Probably. That's where I get all my credible information.
Yeah. One thing I did want to mention is their viral marketing campaign was really good, and I meant to talk about it last week and totally forgot.
Jurassic Parks?
Yeah, so they had, if you go to JurassicWorld.com, it's actually a website for the park. So you can, view the park map, you can see the wait times for the rides, you can, hey, click the thing to book your trip, and this is where you're coming, and you can actually view cameras in the park, so you could see people, waiting in line for rides, or, sitting down in the hotel or whatever. It was, pretty cool. So after the movie came out, I got back on it, and sure enough, everything had gone to shit. All the wait times for the rides are 0. It's 72 degrees and raining, and when you go through the cameras, you just see people running for their lives. So I was like, all right, good job. Good job. That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'll give it a 1 dick up. I'm not using a thumb system, by the way.
So between best movie ever and worst movie ever, I would give it a best movie ever.
I'll check it out because you liked it.
No, it was. If you go into it thinking it's a monster movie, then you'll enjoy it.
All right, deal.
All right. So we're going to take a break.
We're going to take our break, and we're going to come through with our big E3 extravaganza.
Hell yeah, I got so many notes on this thing. We're going to be here all night.
E3 is... All right, let's get to our break. Final Fantasy VII.
Woo!
Sorry, I can't hold it.
Such a nerd podcast. 1.21 gigawatts of stupid.
All right, goddammit. So, yeah, while we were outside talking a second ago, I just remembered that buddy Steve Bell checked us out last week.
Shout outs to Steve.
Shout out to Steve Bell. I don't know what you're the official thing of yet. Maybe the official redneck now.
Oh, that was just wrong.
I love you, man. I love you. But I'll still beat your ass in prosciutto blade.
There you go. That's all that matters. Every time I remember Steve, the first thing I think back to is when I lived down the street from him and I went to his house and asked for a ride back. He made me give him $5.
What a dick.
What a dick. We love you, Steve. All right.
So, yeah, shout out to Steve.
Moving right along into E3. Oh, my voice is just dying right now.
That's okay. I'll take control of that. So, E3 happened. So, originally when this was coming up, I was like, should we talk about E3?
Nah.
And I was like, no, because basically what E3 has become every year is just...
a show.
It's all the console developers sitting around circle jerking about how great their console is, and nobody really talks about the games. And boy, oh boy.
You were wrong.
This year, yeah, they talked about some games.
They actually had a pretty good year for games last year, too. It was one of the better ones.
Well, they had a lot of... Well, last year was like a lot of shit like coming 2016, 2017. Now this year was like seeing the fruits of that labor, I guess you would say.
That's basically, yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah. Well, when Xbox did their news conference, my YouTube feed actually blowed up
Blow it up, son.
It did. Everybody was like, "Oh, Microsoft wins E3 already." I'm like, dude, what? Why? What? Like, you haven't heard what anybody else has said. Why would you say that? Their big thing, they did announce some games, but backwards compatibility was their big thing.
It's a huge thing.
All right, so we're on Dipset.
It's
Jesus Christ, can't talk already.
alright.
We're on opposite sides of the spectrum on this one, because I know you were like, "Oh, this is awesome," and I was like, "Oh, this is bullshit."
Why is it bullshit?
All right, so they're doing exactly what they did with the 360.
Yeah, I know what you're saying with that. It's limited as to what games it is. It isn't just play all your games.
Yeah, so right now it's 15 games, the biggest one being Mass Effect 1.
Yes!
Yeah, all the other ones are like digital downloads. You should be able to fucking play those anyway.
Mass Effect is fucking awesome. But I do believe they're also letting you be able to play all of your arcade games, which is really awesome for me. Because I don't have my 360 anymore, and to be able to get all of those Xbox Live arcade games back would be fantastic.
All right, so there's a few things going on here. So with the 360, they were like, okay, it's going to be backwards compatible with Xbox. We're going to slowly release patches. Eventually, all the games are going to be compatible. Didn't happen.
Yeah, they quit after like 50, and they're like, man, this is a lot of work.
Yeah, so I have,
this.
I don't know how many games on my shelf that are not playable in the 360, which is why
lot.
my Xbox are still hooked up. So there's that right there. Number two is Microsoft can't even say, oh, we're going to put this game up for backwards compatibility. It has to go to the publisher. And the publisher has to approve it. And the publisher has to make new code.
That's silly.
Yes, it's very silly. So
Are you sure about that? Because from
I'm
what I heard is
very
that they're
positive.
making like an architecture to make it seem like it's actually the Xbox 360 OS that's booting up on the Xbox One.
That is what they're doing, but they still have to get permission from the publisher.
Alright, yeah, that's stupid.
So I'm sure we're going to get into the same territory that we got last time, where they do a few games and everybody's like, oh yeah, that's cool. And then they're like, wait a second, guys. We can put this on the storefront and sell them for $20 a piece and do no work at all.
Chang, chang, chang.
So
Money.
yeah, it's all going to come down to money. So they said by December they're going to have 100 games available, which is all good and fine. We'll see if that actually happens. I'm going to say they're going to get to about 50 and quit.
Oh my, how history repeats itself.
Oh, and by the way, it's Microsoft. Microsoft was like, oh, Sony isn't going to do this. They're not going to do backwards compatibility. Microsoft, you're the fucking reason this is happening. Because of what you did with the 360.
Technically, in a sense, PlayStation already did, in a way, do backwards compatibility with the 4. But it's that terrible idea of doing a streaming service.
Yeah.
I completely
Yeah,
hate that idea.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Why? Why would I want to stream something from another location and play it?
Alright, so backwards compatibility was their big thing, so that's why everybody was like, oh, Microsoft won E3, they won E3. Some of the other stuff they debuted, the Elite customizable controller.
That was awesome.
It was awesome. You know what's not awesome?
What?
The price tag.
I'm not looking at the price tag.
$149.99
Holy
for a
shit.
fucking controller.
It's a pretty badass controller.
It is a pretty
Does it come with all the accessories at least?
I have no idea. But you know what
Or
else?
would I have to
you know what I
buy?
would rather spend $149 on?
Fight stick?
Fight stick. There
Hell
you go.
yeah.
They also showed off some, I will say, pretty impressive tech with the HoloLens.
Yeah, that looks awesome.
So they had Minecraft come up, and you could like move your head in and go 3D and see into Minecraft and see what's going on. I don't play Minecraft, but it was pretty cool.
Well, I'm sure there's going to be other games that can do it. Or maybe not. Maybe it's just Minecraft.
Maybe that's why they bought Minecraft for $1 billion.
They just wanted to be able to put it on their HoloLens. It's over. We figured it out, Microsoft.
The one thing that they did that I did really like, I actually thought this was cooler than the backwards compatibility thing, was pre-release games you can download and preview like you can on Steam.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It's the Steam Greenlight.
Yeah. So you can download it, try it out. If you like it, great, buy it, and you have it.
Yeah, but I always appreciated the Greenlight project. It gives indie developers a chance to actually get their work out there, and people that are into that game are going to be like, all right, go ahead and take my money and keep working. I'm here when it's ready.
So we're getting a new Halo 5, which we already knew.
Hey.
Yeah, exactly. Gears of War 4.
Like Halo 5. All right.
Gears of War 4.
Yep.
So I know you played 1 and 2.
And 3 and
3.
Judgment.
Okay.
I played all of them.
I played... My Gears of War level is when you brought it over my house that one time and we did split-screen co-op.
It was good times.
That's as far as I got.
Now, alongside that, they are also releasing the update for Gears of War 1, which they already had the beta out on. They released the beta pretty much that same day it was announced.
So, yay?
I played the beta, and it looks so much better.
Alright, cool. All right.
Like, I'll most likely probably be getting it, even though it's the same goddamn thing. Bunch of dudes running around, jumping with shotguns, just trying to get in your face and get one-shot kills.
Oh, you mean Call of Duty?
No, not Call of Duty.
Oh, you mean Halo?
God. Yes.
Oh,
Halo.
you mean Battlefield?
Battlefield?
Yeah.
Hey, Battlefield's... You lay off... Oh, wait, Hardline sucked.
Alright, so Fallout 4. So Fallout 4 got announced actually before E3.
Oh, no. I don't think we should talk about it.
To see some stuff.
I don't think we should talk about it, because everybody hates my opinion about Fallout.
I've never played it, so I can't really comment one way or the other. I know people are flipping the fuck out about this game.
I played 3, and I thought it was boring. I saw 4, and it looked like it was going to be more boring.
Well, one thing that I saw that you can't do is kill that fucking dog that follows you around. You can't do that.
Wow, that's hateful. Like that fucking dog. He's always going through my trash and barking at night.
I know, what an asshole. They did say that you will be able to do mod support on the Xbox One.
Yeah, on the actual consoles, you'll actually be able to have the modding community work on that. But the thing I'm wondering about that is how are they going to do it? Are they going to be able to upload mods from PC to Xbox One, or are they going to have some kind of weird modding tool as a part of the game?
That part I don't know, but if they could figure out how to get the Macho Man Skyrim mod
That'd
on
be
the
great.
Xbox, I would die.
Take my monies. So.
Dark Souls 3.
It's
as
a popular
you lean your
game,
head
but
back and
man, that series will make you so mad.
it is very hard.
I get so angry because I'm playing what's it shit? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, what's
The
it
newest Souls type game that's made by the same company.
Oh yeah.
Bloodborne.
Yeah.
Dude, that game makes me so mad. Like, I have never been so angry at a game than I am with that. Except maybe Street Fighter 4 Online, but I'm not talking about that.
I'm sure Street Fighter will come up here at some point.
Yeah.
Forza 6. Do we care?
Nope.
All right.
No, it's another racing game. They look great. I'll watch them.
Oh, they look phenomenal.
I have no interest in playing them.
So, like, Forza was a big thing back in the day because the Xbox really didn't have any racing games.
Yeah, it was basically their Gran Turismo.
Yeah.
And it did really good, and it's still going. And actually, I like the Horizon series. It's more of an arcadey kind of feel. But the regular series where it's just, these real-world tracks and real physics, it's just like, I don't care.
Yeah, I've always liked more of an arcade. Like, give me Need for Speed Most Wanted. Like, that is a great game.
No, they got the reboot coming out.
Yes, they do.
Taking all the elements from everybody's favorite games. Which include Underground's level of customization. Which did have the best. It did have the best customization.
I love the voice.
Thank you. I'm wacky announcer guy.
We saw some Rise of the Tomb Raider.
The new Tomb Raider was good, but, I mean, how are they going to top that?
The new Tomb Raider was one of my favorite games of last generation.
I don't see them topping that.
I don't see them topping it either, although they did say she is raiding tombs this time. So that's nice.
Oh, wow, it stuck to the name. Yeah.
No, but everything I saw, well, they made a point to show this, like, whole ice climbing sequence, and I saw that, like, 40 times, and I was like, alright, I want to see something else. Because I saw her climb stuff in the last game. And it looked great, so, I mean, this one still looks great, but I want to see some, like, other stuff.
Well, something that stuck with me that I had read or listened to, I'm not sure what it was, is that the game seems like it might be kind of rushed to try and compete with Uncharted.
Yes, I thought
because Xbox is timed exclusive to come out alongside the same type of game.
Yeah.
But it's been worked on a lot longer.
Yeah.
So when you think about it that way, that's what makes me worried, because they did such a good job on the reboot. To come back and just fuck it up would be terrible.
Yeah. And I would like to talk about the reboot at some point as well, because I thought they did a lot of really cool things with that one. Not only, like, gameplay-wise, but, like, character development-wise. I thought it was a really good game.
God, and those fucking stage deaths, like when you get impaled and shit, is so... Yeah. The first time I watched it and you see her eyes rolling into the back of her head as she's just impaled on something, it's like...
Yeah. I mean,
Jesus!
It used the Unreal Engine, didn't it?
I don't remember, but it was unreal to me.
Well, what I thought was the best looking game at Microsoft's press conference. Cuphead. Did you see
That game
Cuphead?
looks great.
That game
It
looks
looks fun.
phenomenal.
It just looks like a lot of fun.
It's a 2D, if you haven't seen it, it's a 2D side-scroller, like Mario-style type of game, but...
Except for it's meant to look like a 1950s cartoon.
Yeah, it looks
it
like a
did
1950s Disney cartoon, and it looks awesome.
Did such a good job of capturing that art style, and it's just so seamless. It's so good.
It is, because it's not animated like, okay, it's drawn 1950s style, but it has super smooth animation. No, it's at like 20 frames per second or whatever, and it makes it look like a legitimate cartoon.
Yeah, it's got like the screen blur of like old time like cartoons and stuff.
Yeah,
So-
I would look. Obviously, I don't have an Xbox One.
They're
but-
going above and beyond for that, and I'm more than likely going to buy that friggin' day one. So
Yeah, I think you should, and then you should come over and we should play.
oh, then I got to bring it all. And
Yeah.
Then I got to act like I want you to play my Xbox.
So that was it for Xbox. So what did you think overall?
I think it was a good press conference. The backwards compatibility definitely was one of the bigger highlights. It was nice to see some new Tomb Raider footage because you haven't really seen too much of it.
Yeah.
Did it have anything jaw-dropping, really, though? Not really.
No, like I thought Cuphead was the most jaw-dropping for me. Like, I can't believe how good this game looks.
It looks like a lot of fun, yeah.
Yeah, and Tomb Raider, of course, I'm very interested in that. Love the last game. Very interested to see what they'll do. But I thought the backwards compatibility was bullshit. So I thought overall the press conference was kind of meh because it was more of Microsoft like, oh, look at what the Xbox One can do, and it's like this fucking console's been out for 2 years.
But the HoloLens definitely was a jaw-dropper to watch that.
All right, that was a tech demo. Like if I
Tech demo or not, I want it. I definitely want that.
You have fun paying $500 for it.
Jesus. Alright, I want to steal that
Yeah,
from
pretty
someone.
much.
Alright, so are we done? Are we wrapping up our Xbox?
We're wrapping up Xbox.
Let's take a small break before we get into PS4.
Small P break.
Small PS4 break.
All right, yeah.
Alright, how many P's can I drop? Bum, 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 bum. Bum.
Such a Nerd Podcast. All fapping, all the time.
Get that lightning! Final
Final
Fantasy.
Fantasy.
World of Final Fantasy.
All the games mixed together.
I wonder if it's free to play.
They put something out on the Vita.
Now that adorable World of Final Fantasy will be released exclusively on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation Vita in 2016. Now many years ago, Square Enix released a groundbreaking title that went on to become one of the most beloved games in PlayStation and video game history.
Don't be cool, dude.
Don't do it, you
Tonight,
piece of...
I am proud to announce that by popular demand, we have a very special treat for everyone.
No. Everyone settle down. It's not possible.
Long ago, we looked upon a foreboding sky.
Holy F.
The memory of
real?
a star that threatened all
They did
burns
both?
eternal in our hearts.
Oh my god. What the freaking...
It's
This is real! Is it what? Is it...
Yet
You
with each
maniacs!
falling
No!
What are you doing?
Those
Midgar looks exactly like that. What are you doing?
If this isn't it...
What are you doing?
This is it!
again.
E3, what are you doing?
Why? Nomura! Oh god. Oh god.
But after the long calm, there are now the beginnings of a stir. The reunion at hand may bring joy.
No.
It may bring fear.
I'm still
But let
not
us
believing it.
embrace
This isn't
whatever
real.
it brings.
How did they keep this a secret?
For they are coming back.
Christ.
Barrett. Oh my god. No.
The promise has been made.
This ain't real. It's a movie.
This ain't real.
It's a movie? It's a movie.
This ain't real.
It's gotta be like a movie or something. No. Go.
A little bit of excitement.
We're back.
We're back from the PP to talk about PS4.
And the PP of the PP, S4.
I'm gonna give you some PP.
PSP.
Alright. So, started off with something that a lot of people went crazy for. I was kind of like, whatever. Last Guardian.
It didn't look that good.
Alright, so we both said when we were chatting while this was going on, it looks like a PS3 game.
Oh, that's where it started, so...
I know, but they kind of like scrapped the whole thing, and they were like, "We're not going to do this game." And they're like, oh, "Okay, well, we're going to do it." But we're
God,
gonna
these
do it on
guys
PS4.
won't shut up on the internet. We got to make this damn game.
Pretty much.
We're stuck.
So I still can't get a straight answer for one if this is supposed to be a legitimate sequel to Shadow of the Colossus. Because
it's going to be another one of those types of deals where they're not directly connected, but they take place in the same universe.
Well, alright, whatever. I mean, even the game creators are like, well, it's Shadow of the Colossus 2, but not really. It's more like the spiritual successor. And I'm like, is it fucking connected or not? It's very simple.
They kind of said the same thing about Ico.
Well, Jesus
How
Christ.
Shadow of the Colossus was like a spiritual successor to Ico.
So, actually, when the trailer started, or when I guess it was a trailer, I don't think it was actual gameplay, was it?
They said it was gameplay, and there was gameplay elements. I don't know if it was pre-recorded or if somebody was actually playing it.
Probably pre-recorded, I would say. But when it started, I was like, oh, is this Shadow of the Colossus 2? Is it Ico 2? What is it? And then I saw the dog run out, and I was like, oh, they fucking announced this like 4 years ago. What is this?
Hey, it's that dog bird cat thing.
Yeah, so I mean, we both like Shadow of the Colossus.
That game's amazing.
Ico, I was kind of iffy on.
Ico, it was closer to it was around the launch time of the PS2, wasn't it?
It wasn't far after. Yeah.
So I would say it didn't age gracefully. I hate in games. I hate escort quests, and that game was an escort quest.
Yeah,
Here
which
you
is
go.
kind of how I feel about this one. I mean, you're not really escorting the dog, but you're like,
He seems more like a helper.
yeah.
So
like you're falling to your death, you press the button, and he like
catches you by the nape of your neck.
Yeah, and lifts you up. And
He lifts his little kitty and nuzzles.
I know, like I said, people are losing their fucking mind about this game, and I looked at it and I was kind of like, this looks so boring.
It really did. I agree with you completely. I don't understand all the hype around it. I guess it's because back when it did debut, I was hooked. I thought it looked amazing. But now it's been so long.
That probably could be, and I think people have such a nostalgic feel for Ico and Shadow of the Colossus that it's like it's definitely the same art style. So I think people like nostalgia meters are going apeshit.
I would much rather a direct sequel to Shadow of the Colossus.
I agree, but
That
we're never
game-
going to get that.
It's groundbreaking. It's amazing. And Castlevania ripped it off. Hey, that game was
it kind
fun.
of did, actually.
No, it didn't kind of did. It did. Did I just say that?
You did.
I did. All right. No, it's just like it completely ripped that off with it. It was like a Ice Titan or Colossus or some shit. And yeah, it was a complete and utter copy and paste. And it was just like a sloppier version of it. It didn't have the same feeling or momentum that any of the fights of Shadow of the Colossus had. But Shadow of the Colossus, man, that game's amazing. It's a work of art.
Yeah, I agree. Actually, well, we'll talk about that later.
All right, we'll talk about it later.
Just remind me, Shadow of the Colossus when we get to the end of this.
Deal.
All right. So we also got to look at No Man's Sky. Now, I know you were kind of iffy on this one.
It doesn't seem all that interesting to me. It's just, I hate when people are trying to express how vast it is. It's like, well, I'd rather something tightly focused. So
I understand that. However, when he was pulling back in that galaxy and it just kept going back and back and back, and I was like, oh my god.
It just looks like they're trying to be a bigger version of Mass Effect.
Yeah,
but
kinda.
It doesn't have a main character.
So I'm intrigued by it, I'll say. So I can tell you one thing I didn't like about it was the color scheme.
Yeah, it seemed weird.
It was actually somebody, I think it was on Machinima, they were like, it's like the old red, green, blue cables. Like if you pull the blue cable out, that's what it looked like. And he's absolutely right.
Yeah, it's such a... And I hope that isn't like a representation of the entire art style of that game.
I kind of think it is.
Because that'll hurt it, in my opinion.
I like the fact that you could, basically warp drive from galaxy to galaxy. You could fly down to a planet's surface, and it's like all in real time. The thing that kind of got me intrigued was there hasn't been a good like starship, shooter kind of deal in a while. And I was playing Rogue Squadron on GameCube probably about 3 weeks ago. And that was like the last really good one that I remember playing.
Why didn't you mention that on the show?
When?
No, I said, why didn't you?
Oh, well, I am right now. Jesus Christ.
You're 3 weeks late, man. You fucking failed.
No, it's still a great game. I was playing it, and I was like, man, they just don't make these kind of like, starship kind of shooter games anymore. And then I saw this, so I was like, okay.
There's hope.
Yeah, because when it started out, there was actually like there was a dogfight going on in space, and I was like...
And it just zoomed out.
Yeah. So I was like, that
was pretty cool. I just don't like that color palette.
I don't like the color palette at all. But everything else about it intrigues me.
We'll see. It could change. Like, look what happened with, what was that? Was it Borderlands?
Yeah.
Didn't it originally have, like, a realistic art style? And then it was like, bam, fucking cel-shaded.
Cel-shade the shit out of that.
Because I remember the initial pictures that I saw was in Game Informer. And everything looked like it was trying to be, like, uber realistic. And it was just like, ooh, did I say Uber?
Yeah, you did.
Holy crap. And I'm not talking about that fake cab app.
2002 called. They want their Uber back.
Let's go play Asheron's Call.
Yeah, exactly. So we also got a look at a game I had never heard of before, but Horizon Zero Dawn.
I don't even remember it.
No?
I think I took a bathroom break during that period.
This is the one where the girl's running around fighting robotic dinosaurs?
Yeah, I missed it.
Okay. So she's running around a land which appears to be like Skyrim. They're just like out in the wide open field. She's got a bow and arrow, and she's fighting robotic dinosaurs. And I was like, you can't get two more opposed ideas than that, but it looked amazing.
I'll have to make sure I check it out.
Well, we're going to watch the trailer next break we take. I'm going to tell you
right.
that. So she's running around, basically, like I said, it's bow and arrow. She's shooting dinosaurs. She's killing dinosaurs. So it kind of had that Shadow of Colossus feel because the dinosaurs are like so much bigger than she is, and they all have weak spots. So you're trying to work your way into these weak spots.
I actually think I did watch that.
Yeah, well.
I think I just wasn't interested enough, no offense, to completely remember because I'm not a huge fan of the first-person adventure-type games.
Well, this was third.
Like, oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a fucking retard. Let's leave it at that.
Alright, so yeah, somebody was like, if this has some type of like hunter-gatherer salvaging thing where you can like upgrade shit, and going back to the previous Tomb Raider on the last generation, there's a part in there where you first find the bow and she's like, alright, I gotta find some food. And you go kill a deer and then she eats, and I was like, awesome, this is gonna be like Metal Gear Solid 3. You're going to have to, go around, find food to keep your energy up and all that shit. But that's the only time you have to hunt. If you go shoot a deer from then on, you get, like, experience points, but that's all it does. So with this one, I was kind of like the same thing. I was like, well, if they have a hunter-gatherer thing, that'll be really cool, but I hope they have, like, some type of, like, food scavenging system. Like, I like that kind of stuff.
It's like, there's actually a name for that kind of game now. Because you have games like Don't Starve that are out. Where it's basically, you're trying not to starve. You're stuck in the wilderness and you gotta hunt and scavenge. And yeah, it's actually a really fun game. It's hard. Really hard.
Yeah, I that was one of the things I actually liked a lot about Metal Gear Solid 3. Was that you had to find food. But
yeah, your bar gets drained over time if you don't actually maintain your body.
Yeah.
Maintain that body.
I'm sure Metal Gear Solid's going to come back in down the road somewhere.
Metal Gear Solid 5.
Call of Duty
isn't in the notes. Call of Duty.
Black Ops 3.
I'll buy it.
You're what's wrong with the gaming industry.
Fuck you. I loved Black Ops 2.
Wait, did I say Call of Duty Black Ops 3? I meant Titanfall 2 confirmed. That's what I meant.
Fuck you. It's not even. It's closer to Advanced Warfare.
It looked like every other fucking Call of Duty game.
I've said this a million times. To anybody who knows me and my sort of, I guess, thing with Call of Duty is Call of Duty 4 is the best. Black Ops 2 is second best. So, in my opinion, Black Ops 2 is great. I'm willing to give Treyarch another chance, so...
I am not willing to give them another chance.
You haven't given them a chance since 4.
I haven't given them a chance since Spider-Man 2 on PS2.
I haven't given them a chance since we just talked.
So, yeah, you can have your Call of Duty. Fuck that game.
No, I always try out a Call of Duty. It's just something, like, kind of, I guess, in a sense, nostalgic for me, because 4 when I first played it, I wasn't really a big online gamer, and you were like, oh, did you play it online? And I was like, no. And then I looked like some kind of heroin junkie on that. You could log in any hour of the day, and it's like, oh, look, he's online. And I was just like, dude, I can't stop playing. So, yeah, it introduced me, because I played MMOs. I had never played, like, first-person shooters online.
Right. Well, you played Halo.
I played Halo 2. That's true. It's different, though. Halo is, at least in that age, Halo 5 seems to be going closer to Call of Duty, whereas you go to Halo 2, it has a much slower pace.
That's why I said Halo 5, you mean Call of Duty,
Yeah.
you mean Black Ops, yeah, okay.
No, they definitely switched up their style. Like before, you never had sprinting, and now sprinting is a thing in Halo. And then they have the Spartan zoom or whatever. I don't remember what they technically called it, but they're like, oh no, it's not like a zoom in like a Call of Duty or a Battlefield. It's not going to give you an accuracy bonus. And then apparently somebody broke apart the codes and realized, yes, it's actually giving you a bonus. It's like, damn, I cannot stop burping from this daddy juice.
All right, so 43 minutes.
No, you can leave it in. Fuck it. Sometimes you got to burp, man. We're all real. But
Be real, son.
Be real, son. Be real. Be real.
So
hey,
we also
Be Real, the guy from Cypress Hill.
Fuck if I know.
You don't remember?
I remember Cypress Hill. I don't know what their fucking names
Oh,
are.
fuck you. Steve Bell would remember. Maybe he should be on this podcast.
So we also got to look at Dreams.
Dreams?
Dreams.
I don't think I remember Dreams either.
You're gonna remember it in a second.
Oh, am I?
Yeah. So it's kind of like it looks like a Wii game.
Oh, no.
So you take the controller, you draw shit on the screen, and then it animates it.
Oh, I remember now.
Yeah.
You just ruined my life.
Yeah, they started drawing it, and like immediately it looked like a dick.
And it comes to life.
Yeah, it comes right to life.
That dick just starts coming. Yeah.
It looks
It's terrible.
ridiculous.
No, that looks...
I'm sure there's artsy people out there that they're like, "Oh, this is amazing. You can, create your own cartoons or whatever." But
I'm gonna stick with the double no on that.
yeah, I agree.
And who did that? Isn't that Media Molecule? The guys behind
yeah, Little
Sack
Big
Boy.
Planet. Yeah,
Yeah, I love the creativity in Little Big Planet, but this new project, they're taking it in a direction that it's not really a game anymore.
no, it's
I don't buy a console to get some
Adobe Photoshop.
Yeah, I don't buy a console to get a 3D animator. If I want a 3D animator, I'll get a PC. So
Yeah,
I don't know what they're trying to do. I guess a cheap version to be able to express yourself.
express yourself.
But it just didn't even look good.
No, it didn't. Like I said, it looked like a Wii game. It looked like something you would find on a Nintendo Wii.
Yeah, well, fuck it. It's gone now.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Every goddamn week.
Uncharted 4.
Fuck yeah.
Got
That
our
game
first look
looks
at Uncharted. Yes, looked amazing. The one thing I was like, that fucking Jeep is indestructible. That Jeep is like riding on top of other Jeeps and
It's
all
got a
that kind
goddamn minigun.
of shit. No, it did look beautiful.
I like the way they're changing up the melee system. It looks like because like you've seen the like one of the original release videos where he's like swinging around and he actually swung down as he's coming down. He like came in range with a guy, kicked the guy, and then just take his weapon and blah blah blah.
Yeah,
I really like the way that looks. And Uncharted 2 is one of my favorite PS3 games of all time.
yeah,
So yeah. So I think it's really cool. And did they? I don't remember. This is a side note. Did they announce any kind of Uncharted collection?
no.
That's
Not
something
that I
I was
remember
really
hearing.
expecting to hear about. That just really, I guess, didn't happen. So, but yeah, 4. If it's as good as like 2, I wasn't a huge fan of the story of 3, but it was still a good game, solid. If 4 can maintain that level, it's going to be a must buy, in my opinion.
Well, that didn't happen. No, it did happen.
You know, we all know what happened.
All right, so let's set the scene for a second. They come on, they start talking about Square Enix, and they're like, oh, look at this Final Fantasy, like chibi thing that we're making for Vita and PlayStation 4.
Which that's when we started talking, was like, do you see this fucking terrible shit?
Yeah, I actually, funny enough, I went back and, because Facebook keeps all your fucking messages, I went back and looked at what we were saying, and we were like, ... really Square Enix, ... this is bullshit, ...
It's like, oh, they gave you stage time. Let's look at a fucking dead console.
Yeah, pretty much. And then the screen went black. and there was this little green swirly thing.
I picked up on it super quick.
As I was telling you, I was like, that kind of looks like the live stream from Final Fantasy. And like, I did not put two and two together. I was actually typing something out to you at the time. The whole thing started, and like the first note of music that hit, I was like, oh my god. And you were like, oh my god, is this happening right now? Is this... And
there's no way.
Once they started showing scenes of the city, I was just pounding on the keyboard.
Yeah,
I went back.
There were no
and
longer words.
No, it was like ASJK semicolon capital AD.
We'll put it in the description. The conversation.
Yeah, it was crazy. So we're watching this thing, and we're both like, "Oh my god, this is happening! This is actually." We were just talking about this on the podcast. And it's happening.
Were. I was saying how they're saving that to be their saving grace in case they start to hit bankruptcy.
Did you see? And I wanted to touch on the reaction videos because some of the reaction videos are priceless.
Oh, dude. I wish I had a camera on me at that time. It would have been scurried trying to type to you while watching this video and not letting my eyes go away.
So I think the most famous one right now is the game trailers one. Did you see that?
Mm-mm.
Okay. So there's four people there. There's a guy on the far right who literally gets up
no, I did see it. He, like, starts flipping the fuck out.
He gets up out of his chair, and he, like, actually ducks behind the chair, and you can just see his eyes over top of it.
By the way, his name is Huber.
Huber, okay. So he's watching it, and then he's like, this isn't happening, this isn't happening. And then he stands on the chair, and he's like, are you fucking kidding me right now, Square? And I was like, that was me when I was watching that. I didn't stand on the chair, but I got out of the chair, and I got down on my knees. I was looking at the screen. I got as close to the screen as I could. And I was like, is this really happening? Is this real life?
You know what would have been great is right after it said it did all that, it went through all the movies, if they pulled the same thing they did last year, and it's just like, Steam Edition.
Oh, my God. No.
Do you know how many people would have been crushed right at that point?
I mean, the people in that audience were just flat out losing their shit. I've never heard a cheer like that in any E3 ever.
The closest one I would say was Twilight Princess.
Yeah.
They lost their fucking shit for Twilight Princess.
Well, I lost my shit. I still haven't found it. I lost my shit, and I don't know where it is.
Have you checked the lost and found?
I have not.
Have you checked your mouth? Because you can eat shit.
Fuck you.
Hell yeah. Still got it.
So no, I posted a link on the Facebook.
Oh, that was a good fucking video too.
Yeah. So it was a reaction video. So in the middle of the video, it had the actual trailer for Final Fantasy VII, and it had like 20 people's faces.
I like how they coordinated the faces to kind of look like they were trying to sort of look towards the center.
Yeah. So it was like 20 people's faces at one time, all reacting to this video, and I posted on Facebook, I was like, real nerd tears. And I was like, I had them too. Because, like, I didn't, like, obviously I was all super hyped when we were watching that. Or when we were watching the initial, like, reveal, I was all, like, super hyped. And I ran upstairs. I was like, honey, they're remaking Final Fantasy. She was like, get the fuck out of here. What are you talking about? And, so I was, like, just super hyped. But then I watched that reaction video and I was like, oh my god, this isn't just me. This is like a generation of people that are so hyped for this game. And it was like
one of the best games of all time.
I mean, some of them were crying. It brought a tear to my eye seeing how happy these people were. And I'm just like, how can a video game evoke that kind of emotion?
It's a timeless fucking masterpiece. If you actually pay attention to that story, you get hugely invested in it. It's a whole fucking world.
It is. Yeah.
And I still remember key points of that game constantly. I reference them constantly. And it's been, 15 years? It's been longer, 20 years?
It's 19 years. 19 years.
It's been a long fucking time. And I can still tell you some of the most important key parts of that game. And I can tell you I still have two different ways to play it. I got my PC and I got my PS1. And when PS4 relaunches that fucking Steam fucking piece of shit that they released last year. Like, do you remember that? Did you see that E3 reaction?
I did not, no.
Dude, the audience was getting so hyped, and then it's just like basically everybody's watching. It's like this isn't what we want, is it? And it's like, oh yeah, PS4, Final Fantasy VII, Steam Edition. It's like the applause. It's so bad because you just hear kind of like,
it's like what?
It's like okay, thanks guys.
No, I did not see that one, but
We'll have to look it up. Dude, it's so funny because the audience is getting hype as shit about it, and then all of a sudden they're like realizing, oh, it's just a port of Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, well, this
isn't
one,
what we were hoping for.
I mean, this one was off the charts. So, I mean, my Twitter was blowing up, YouTube was blowing up, Facebook was blowing up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That would have been hilarious if just at the end they were like, Steam Edition.
There would have been a riot.
I think there would have been a riot at E3 at that point in time if it was like, gotcha.
After that trailer they showed, and the actual line towards the end of the trailer is, "The promise has been made." And it's like, all right, guys, this is fucking coming. Finally.
I like how the narration during that is definitely just referencing the fact that people want this game. It's not about the game.
It's not at all.
And that was hilarious. That's how I started to pick up on it. Like, I picked up on it super early.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, no way. Square Enix, it's Final Fantasy VII. They were just talking about Final Fantasy. But when the narration starts and he starts referencing things from the game,
yeah,
it was like, this is totally it, dude. There's no way.
Yep.
So good.
Yeah. If you haven't seen any of the reaction videos, go look, because some of them
we should
are
have just done a whole
awesome.
segment to Final Fantasy VII.
I actually thought about it, but...
Final Fantasy retrospective coming up in the future on Such a Nerd Podcast. Stay tuned.
So I think Sony clutch. If you want to say somebody won E3, which I hate doing, but if you want to say somebody won it,
to be a complete asshole, I initially said that with that Square Enix won that day.
Well, I
didn't give a shit else. I didn't give a shit about anything else on Sony, really.
Well, I got the Horizon. No Man's Sky. I'm interested in.
Well, that's when I come back to it. I would say, yeah, if somebody won, it would be Sony, because the Square Enix conference was kind of not that great.
No, although they did show some Kingdom Hearts stuff.
That was probably the highlight, because I'd already seen, which was one of the things that was heartbreaking to me. I was really hoping that they were like, all right, PS4 is going to be on board, we're going to give them this trailer. And then when they come to see our conference, they're going to get the real fucking full deal. Right. This is Final Fantasy VII. And they just played the same trailer. I was just devastated, dude. I was so hoping for something else.
How did they keep that secret?
Because sometimes don't look at Suicide Squad.
No, I'm not even looking at Suicide Squad. I'm just like, in the world, I mean, obviously people had to work on that to animate it. You had to get the guy to do the voiceover. You had to get the guy to do X amount of things, and then there's people with Sony that are setting up the stage, and it's like, the world of Twitter and Facebook, how the fuck did they keep that secret?
Contracts, man.
Doesn't stop anybody in Suicide Squad.
That's because there aren't those contracts. They're like, make sure you talk about this movie when you leave today. Thank you. Here's a pamphlet. Here's the Joker. He looks fucking stupid.
Well, either way, I don't think I've ever been so hyped for a game in my life.
Yeah, that was probably the most hype E3 moment I've had.
Yeah.
I can't think of another moment where I lost my shit watching E3.
No, I lost it and still haven't found it. So there you go.
Yeah, I think it's in my closet. Can you get your shit out of my closet, please?
Alright. Come here, shit. The only other thing I had on there was the Shenmue Kickstarter. I always say Shenmue.
Is it Shenmue?
No,
I thought it was Shenmue.
It's Shenmue, but I've always said Shenmue.
And he raised his goal within that day.
Yeah, so it had a $2 million goal. It hit it in 9 hours.
And he's still raking in the money. That Kickstarter, by the way, is still going on. If you would like to sign up, go to Kickstarter.com and look up Shenmue 3.
Hey, I think people want this game.
It's just a little bit.
Yeah.
Hey, it's a fun, quick time. Game. It's a fun game.
It's okay. But, I mean, people have been... That's another one people have been asking for forever.
I think that's one of the things. It's not that people actually want this game so bad. It's just that the idea that it could actually happen is what made people just go, all right, take my money.
Yeah, pretty much.
Here we go. Because the delivery date, they said, expected December 2017. I checked out the Kickstarter.
Yeah.
I was like, should I back this or should I wait to see if it's terrible? I'm a pessimist. Everybody knows me. I'm looking at it like...
Well, it doesn't need your backing because it's up to like $3.2 million now.
Yeah, so if it does... I'll wait for the reviews, honestly. I'm not going to sit there and buy this game 2.5 years out. So.
Well, a lot of people were like, that's really weird that Sony wouldn't just back it. And I was like, I really think the Kickstarter was just Sony seeing if there was interest in the game.
Obviously there was.
Obviously there is.
So, congratulations. I hope you make the game that you want to make, sir.
Yes, I agree.
I would say your name, but we didn't write it in the notes.
But Final Fantasy VII.
Final Fantasy VII, man.
cannot fucking wait. All right,
And you see Barrett's fucking arm, and then you see the Buster Sword, you hear the crowd fucking lose it.
I watched some, and I'm going to talk about this a little when we get to our last section. So, actually, yeah, I'll just wait till we get to it then.
We'll wait till the last section, and then we're going to spooge.
So, let's take a quick break, and we'll PP break after the PS4 and go into some Nintendo Wisdo.
Who?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, paisanos!
That's racist.
It's the Super Mario Brothers Super Show!
With the Mario Brothers and plumbing's a game. We're not like the others who get all the fame. If your sink is in trouble, you can call us on the double. We're faster than the others, you'll be hooked on the brothers.
Hey. I did it later. See, it's not a normal thing.
Nintendo don't what Nintendo don't.
Do you watch any JonTron?
Oh, on occasion.
Did you see the Hercules episode?
No.
God, I can't even remember the quote. Look it up. Put it in here. Right here.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
It says something like, Hercules does what Nintendo don't Hercules, or some shit. It was great.
Hercules does what Nintendo Hercules.
We're here to talk about Nintendo, if you haven't figured that out.
So first thing is, do we care?
No.
No. So
yeah. Since we got to talk about it, I care.
So, one of the guys at Machinima, Ricky, who I really like, I follow him on Twitter, he's very funny. He summed it up better than I ever could. So, they actually asked the question, do we care? And he was like, no, because I'm not 8, and I don't give any fucks. And I was like, that perfectly sums up how I felt about this.
It's a good way to look at it, pretty much. I mean, they got some interesting things coming out, but I never see myself actually purchasing a Wii U.
No,
it's not something I'm interested in.
I'm never going to purchase it. So, here's how bad this conference was, and I don't care what any Nintendo fanboy says. Like, another thing that you and I frequent is Screw Attack.
Hell yeah.
Nervous Nick. I like Nervous Nick a lot.
He's a funny guy. Did you know he, refuses to cuss? Have you noticed that?
Yes.
It's awesome.
He is a funny guy.
Fuck that.
He is such a Nintendo fanboy that it drives me
it's
insane.
Like Ben on the site. He's like a super huge Sonic fanboy.
Oh my god. So they did a top 10 moments of E3.
Yeah.
And 7 out of the 10 were Nintendo stuff.
I wonder who wrote that episode.
It was Nervous Nick. Yeah. So I don't care what any Nintendo fanboy says because after this press conference, Nintendo stock dropped and dropped quite a bit.
That's because they didn't have... dude, they butchered it. That's the only way you can really look at it.
So everybody was like, oh, it was cute, it was fun. They had, Muppet-style characters.
Which I believe were actually apparently made by Jim Henson Studios.
Yes, they were. So everybody was like, oh, yeah, that was great. I'm like, all right, cool. What about the games?
That's a lot of money to suck ass.
So the big Wii U game that they showed off was Star Fox Zero.
That's when you know you're in trouble.
So I'm watching this thing, and it's like, this looks like a GameCube game.
It needed a Zelda or a Mario.
And Zelda, we already know, is being made. It was announced last year at E3.
And there's always another one that they could have really done something cool with. Well, that's next. Sorry.
We'll get to that.
The butchery will be next.
Star Fox Zero. So I mean, it's like any fucking Star Fox. I didn't see anything new other than the ship transforms. Instead of a tank, it transforms into some bipedal walking thing.
That's a throwback to Star Fox 2, which didn't come out.
Never came out.
Yeah. Look up some videos on Star Fox 2. You'll see that. Not the exact same thing, of course, because going back to Super Nintendo and comparing it to Wii U, this is the only time I'll ever say this. Wii U is definitely more powerful. So, that's the only time. That's your one, Nintendo.
So, I'm going to throw it back again real quick. So, Sony is like, oh yeah, Final Fantasy VII, look at that. And Nintendo's like, Star Fox 2, which was never released because it was that great. Look at that.
Yeah. It had its reasons for not releasing.
Well, I mean, the Super Nintendo was pretty much dead at that point.
Again, let me throw out another thing I like to watch a lot on YouTube is Did You Know Gaming? They have a whole segment on why it wasn't released and everything, because the game was actually completed, but with the introduction of the Nintendo 64 and everything, he wanted to make a clear definition between the 16-bit era and the 64-bit when it comes to terms of 3D. And he was like, all right, you know what? Let's put this to the back and not use it.
Yeah.
Even though we just spent all this money to make it. So
that
stupid
seems
choice.
like prudent business decision.
Well, in the Did You Know Gaming, of course, I'm going to assume it's true because I really trust that group of people. But apparently what had happened was when that decision was made, it turns out there were some issues, and they pushed back the Nintendo 64 a full year. And instead of just releasing the game, they just kept their decision and didn't release it. Which would have given a good margin of time to be like, here's that big separation right here.
Yeah.
Star Fox 62 is the best looking 3D game. Look at 64.
Yeah.
Which looks like balls now.
It does. Oh my god,
it looks
does.
so bad. Fucking blurry 64.
The only other Wii U game that we got was Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival.
Because somebody cares about that.
So, right there, Amiibo's in the title, so automatically I'm like, fuck that. So it's $0 free-to-play game, but of course...
You gotta buy the Amiibos.
You gotta buy the Amiibos to play the fucking game.
Dun, 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 dun.
I'm so over this, like, Infinity Skylanders Amiibo bullshit.
No, you're not, because you got the fucking Star Wars coming out for Disney Infinity.
Oh, I will not buy it.
Really?
No.
Star Wars?
Nope.
No?
Not gonna buy it. Nope.
Really?
The game is not that good. The Infinity, it's not that good. It's not
None
worth
of the
it.
games are that good. They're basic button mashers.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's not a gamer's game. It's a kid's game.
It is.
But it's Star Wars, man.
Which, by the way, the whole big thing about Infinity is that you can build any world that you want to create and use different parts.
Oh.
There's no fucking way a kid is going to be able to do that, because it's not like Sim City where it's point and click. I mean, you got to scroll through and rotate shit and flip it upside down. And
they're probably hoping that that part of the game will be used by people that are like invested in characters, like the Marvel one, Infinity 2.0.
Well, even that, because that's the one that Malia actually got. That's the one she was like, all right, I want to get it. It's got Star-Lord and Gamora and Groot and... Yeah.
I am Groot.
So she was like, that's the one I want to get, but she cannot build a world by herself. Like, I have to help her. And I'm like, this game is not that fun.
It's a learning activity.
If you want to call it that, sure.
It's a Build-A-Bear.
So that's the Wii U section. Two fucking games.
I don't think we need to take a break because fuck Wii U, because they've watered themselves so far down because of this whole, it's gameplay over graphics, and it's like, but the games you're releasing that aren't main stable franchises are not that great. Except Splatoon, apparently it's actually pretty good. I haven't played it, but I've heard good things.
I'm not buying a Wii U.
I'm not buying a Wii U.
That's what it boils down to.
There's nothing on the Wii U I want.
When the Wii U came out, I didn't even know it was like a new system. I thought it was like an upgrade to the Wii. I thought it was like a peripheral that you buy.
The worst part about it is, it was like they released enhanced versions of like 360 and PS3 games, and apparently they didn't run as well as the PS3 and 360 versions.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So now it's like you're basically at a point where all you can do is be like, well, we're fucked.
Yeah.
That's why they've already announced they're working on a new console.
Yes, they are.
So how sad is that?
They have 0 third-party support. 0.
That's because third party wants to be able to do, unless of course, fuck you, Street Fighter V, exclusivity. They want to be able to distribute amongst multiple platforms. They want to go PC, Xbox One, and PS4. Wii U, they're not going to take the time to dumb down their engines to be able to run on that hardware.
No, why would you?
That's a lot of money getting outputted to a system that not everyone has.
No, for like 30%, and maybe not even, I don't even know what it is. It's probably like 20-30% of the user base.
So.
Yeah.
And the worst part about it is that, like, the only franchises that did try aren't even trying that anymore. Like, they got a Call of Duty on Wii.
Yeah.
They got shit like that because everybody had a Wii. It's like, why not? They're going to buy the #1 game in fucking America.
Yeah.
But nope, that failed too. So they're like, you know what? You guys can just go sit somewhere. And that's what they did to themselves. They want to play this whole fucking, we're going to be different. It's like, Well, you can be different. Just be different in that room.
Yeah.
The closet.
Be
while
different.
I play my other games.
Be different and fucking fail while you do it.
Don't get me wrong. I enjoy like Wii Sports and Wii Sports Resort playing some archery. It was fun.
Yeah, it was.
But they don't
the
really have
novelty
that
wears
anymore.
off.
Now it's a touchpad. You can't just hand something to kooky ass little fucking motion controls.
That whole touchpad thing pisses me the fuck off.
I don't understand what they were thinking at all.
They were like, I'll tell you what they were thinking. They were thinking, oh, tablet gaming's so big, we're going to make a tablet controller and we're going to be able to put games on it. Nobody wants to carry that shit around. Nobody wants to play with that shit.
It's true enough.
It can't do everything that a tablet can do, so what's the point?
The funny part is, do you remember when when Wii U was initially launched, or announced? Basically, like Sony and fucking Xbox. Sony and Microsoft both announced how they were going to make some kind of app to go along with it that you could use on your tablet. It's like they were so pissed off at themselves for not jumping on the motion controls thing. As soon as they saw Nintendo's new thing, they're like, we're doing this. We're there. Don't worry. You don't even have to buy a whole new device. You can just use the tablet you already got.
We got this.
And then it pretty much is a failure, and they're just like, let's just not bring this up again, actually.
So the other things we got, they were going to introduce a new Metroid game, which everybody was very excited about.
I wanted to punch myself in the face repeatedly.
We are getting a new Metroid game, but it's not Metroid how you want it.
It's not how I want it at all. I'd rather a sequel to Other M than what they're about to put out now.
So it's like some type of... I don't even remember what it's called. It's like Metroid Super Ball or something like that.
It's an abomination.
It's like 3-on-3 sports type of game. It's like soccer with Metroid, basically.
Yeah. And it looks awful.
It looks fucking
not
horrible.
Metroid.
What were they thinking?
It's just after the catastrophe that you could call Other M, at least it was a game. It was a video game in the sense that it was a Metroid game.
Like, I want to know who at Nintendo was like, I got this idea for a game. And they, like, laid this idea out, and everybody's like, oh, that's awesome. We totally need to do that.
Fucking genius!
Yeah,
You know what I'm talking about.
I don't get it. I don't get it at all.
It's so fucking bad. I was so pissed.
A lot of people were.
I was like, really?
Dude, people were
if
fucking
there was
pissed.
anything that would get me to buy a Wii U, is a good, solid 2D Metroid game.
2D? What's 2D?
Yes, 2D. You can pull off some amazing shit with a 2D game now.
Yeah, you can.
And Metroid going back to its roots like that, not on a handheld, on a big screen, I would buy it. I wouldn't even fucking no second thoughts. I would go buy a Wii U.
Look, you would fucking buy it, and millions of other people would buy it, but
who wants that when you can play soccer?
Yeah.
With Metroid.
Come on, man.
You're fucking morons, Nintendo, and you're fucking making everybody look stupid. We trusted you.
Hyrule Warriors on 3DS.
Oh, yay, a game that already came out.
So, this is basically Dynasty Warriors with Zelda characters?
Yep.
Okay. So,
it has a little more, in my opinion, it has a little more depth, but because characters have like unique items and things like that.
Okay.
But it's Dynasty Warriors.
All right, perfect. I might actually check it out now that it's on the 3DS. When it was on the Wii U, I was like, well, again, I'm not buying a Wii U.
It looked like a lot of fun, and it's a big throwback to everything Legend of Zelda. So yeah, if you have a 3DS, definitely, I think it's worth a buy.
Mario and Luigi Paper Jam 3DS.
Don't give a fuck.
Did you ever play the Mario and Luigi on
the Star
Game Boy?
Saga?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
the game
pretty
was
good.
Fucking great.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
But it's like they need something better than that right now.
I agree.
They're dead in the water right now.
I agree. Well, the 3DS is still selling like hotcakes, so they're fine as far as that goes.
It's so sad that they're just last generation. It was their console pushing. Now it's back to handheld.
Yeah.
Whereas before it was like the handheld and the console itself. It's just amazing sales. And this time around, it's like we have a failure of a console. Let's scratch it. Nintendo NX.
Yeah, they like you said, they are already talking about a new console.
That's fucking sad.
It's been like what? It's been 2 years, right?
It's barely
been
2.5 years.
Yeah, ridiculous.
They're already giving up. I don't blame them.
No, I don't blame them either. They fucked up on that.
They really screwed the pooch on that one. I hate that phrase because if you really think about it, you're saying you're fucking a dog.
Yeah, no. Not a good thing.
You really screwed the pooch on that one.
So, you just said they're making us look stupid. Another thing that made us look stupid, because last episode we went on this big rampage about how Smash Brothers isn't a fighting game, and it fucking isn't.
Yeah, we got slapped in the face as soon as we were done recording, pretty much.
Yeah, it was literally like 2 hours after we were done recording.
Ryu is announced for the Wii U and 3DS Smash.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Nintendo.
So one of the guys, I was watching a Street Fighter 4 tournament stream, and one of the guys was like, "So is Smash Brothers a fighting game now?" No, it's not. Don't worry.
It'll never be classified, in my opinion, as a fighting game.
It's not a fucking fighting game. So that was Nintendo. Do we care? No. Fuck off. All right.
Game over.
So let's talk about some third-party stuff. So different developers had conferences and announced some stuff.
We're going to stick probably closer to the bigger highlights in our opinions. We're not going to go over everything because everything doesn't matter.
There's way too much.
The only thing on the list that I don't see that I'm going to bring up before we get started is The Division. Looks like it's coming along nicely. It could be a lot of fun. It's a big open world. So
yeah,
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, a lot of people are like, well, when The Division comes out, that's just going to shit all over everything. Which
We're hoping.
Yeah. I'll take your word for it.
I'm willing to give it a shot because Tom Clancy games are usually pretty good, and the new Rainbow Six looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
The thing I like about it is that when you buy it, you actually also pretty much own Rainbow Six Vegas and Vegas 2. That's an awesome thing to throw in. Why not throw in a game that you had a lot of... It gave them a good amount of popularity.
Because why would you throw in a game when you can charge somebody $10 on the virtual store?
Yeah, exactly. Which is why I think it's really awesome that in the new Rainbow Six they're giving you these two games, and they're great games. They're a lot of fun. So happy about that. Just that's our little off kilter. It wasn't in the notes, so I just thought I'd throw it out there while it was in my mind. So, continuing to the lists.
Well, the first thing for me after the Final Fantasy VII announcement, I was like, okay, so they're going to talk about Kingdom Hearts next. Because we all know it's coming. They've been talking about it forever.
And again, they did the same thing they did with Final Fantasy. They trolled the shit out of everybody.
They did troll the shit out of everybody. Oh my god.
Like, when I was talking to you, I was like, I cannot fucking believe what I'm seeing right now.
They were like, look at this Kingdom Hearts, like, little handheld side-scroller thing. It's so chibi style, yeah.
Look at Donald and Goofy. They're so great.
And then, oh, by the way, one more thing we want to show you.
Oh, yeah, we got this other game we're working on. Kingdom Hearts 3. Go ahead, roll the clip.
Kaboom!
Fucking crowd erupts.
Yeah, so that's another one.
I erupted in my pants.
Didn't we all?
Dude, I was so happy to watch it.
So that's another one. That one came out in late 2005, early 2006, somewhere around there.
Talking about 2? Or?
2, yeah.
Oh, it's been a long fucking...
It's about 10 years. I want to say it
was 2003 or 2004.
No, it's because I was working at GameStop when it came out. I do remember that. So it was 2005 or 2006.
Then it's probably closer to 5 because I was living across the bridge at the time.
Yeah.
So... And I remember buying that and being like, I must play this now.
Well, either way, I mean, if you got the secret ending on that one, it had a little bit of a cliffhanger. They're like in that, Keyblade graveyard.
Oh, dude, that was the most epic shit ever.
There's like 1,000 Keyblades, and you're like, oh my god, what the fuck's going on?
The first time I saw that, my jaw was like on the floor, dude.
Yeah, so I mean, that one came out on PS2, and then we have PS3, and we get nothing. Mm-hmm. So a whole generation, we get nothing. And now PS4's coming, and it's like, yes, finally!
Technically, we didn't get nothing. We got a bunch of handhelds.
We got handhelds, we got the HD collection, but I'm talking like Kingdom Hearts 3.
Which they should have just fucking done to begin with. What's this new obsession with just stringing the fans along as possible before being like, here's what you want, bitch, take it!
I don't know.
I don't appreciate it, Final Fantasy. I've been waiting a long time. 7? But, at least it's finally here. Finally. God, I've been waiting so long. And I've still got to wait so much longer.
Yep, sure do.
Here's the announcement. We're going to start tomorrow.
So, Kingdom Hearts, from what I saw, it looks like a Kingdom Hearts game.
Looks like a lot of fun.
The Summon, I think they called up one of the, pirate ships. I don't know if it was Captain Hook's, but...
I believe it was either Captain Hook or... You know Johnny Depp.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That'd be great. They
had,
the Pirates of the Caribbean was in 2, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that stage was fun.
Oh, it's all about Halloween Town for me.
That was a great place to be. It was a great place. Mr. Boogie Woogie.
Yeah. So, yeah, Kingdom Hearts 3, I mean, it looks cool. I'll be interested to see what they do with it going forward.
Please don't put in the Winnie the Pooh levels again.
No, fuck that.
I am begging you. I felt so awkward playing that part of the game.
Not only that, it was fucking boring. It was like running around grabbing honeypots.
What the fuck are you supposed to do? It's like you're going through beating up these badasses who are like half devil, half soulless angels, and then it's like, hi guys, I'm Winnie the Pooh, and it's like, what the fuck? I can't do this right now.
No, that's, oh my god. You're just like traumatizing me right now.
Dude, go back and play Winnie the Pooh, and then, the terrible musical section.
Oh, the area.
Mermaid.
Oh my god.
That was the worst song ever. I was like, this is not Under the Sea.
It's like, alright, you're in the world of The Little Mermaid. There's so much shit you could do with that.
Fuck it, musical.
Do a quick time event.
Oh my god, it was so bad.
Swing your arms side to side. That's all I remember.
I was like, please, end this now, end this now, end this now. Can I just turn it down? I don't want to hear this. They aren't even singing good.
It's fucking horrible.
Thank you, Disney.
Thank you.
For making that great original idea and then giving us a shit version to play through.
Alright, so Arkham Knight.
Fuck yeah.
Came out today.
Fuck yeah. Do I got it? Nope.
Nope. I'm broke. Sorry.
I'm getting it Thursday when I get paid, and I am going to definitely be just gushing about that game. I can already guarantee it because I've been a huge fan of the Arkham series.
As have I. So, I've been really looking forward to this game. They played a new trailer.
Yeah, that's how you do shit. But
sorry, I was stroking there.
It's alright. You could... Never mind. That's a terrible joke, and I'm not going to make it.
It looked amazing.
Cassidy.
So basically, you walk in, and you're a cop, and somebody comes over and is like, hey, this guy over here is smoking. Go take care of it. So you walk over there, and then the guy turns towards you, and he's like, has the Joker face, but it's like all burnt up because, I guess they cremated the Joker because we can't have him coming back. So
apparently, spoiler alert.
No, shut up.
Okay.
So all these different clown people jump up and just start tearing people apart like limb from limb, and blood's everywhere, and it looks fucking fantastic.
I'm definitely on the hype train for that game.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna get it on Monday.
I'm definitely getting it Thursday. I'm getting it for PS4. I might be bringing it over for the next podcast on Saturday.
Sweet.
Just to give you a taste, because I'm not leaving that here.
No.
It's only a taste.
I wouldn't expect you to.
But,
so
it looks gorgeous.
The next big one that we had that I'm very excited for, Star Wars Battlefront.
Oh, I thought we were talking about Mickey Mouse capades.
What? Why would we talk about that?
It just popped in my head. I don't know.
Star Wars Battlefront. So they're playing this demo, and again, I don't know if it's actual gameplay or recorded gameplay, but all I know is you're a rebel soldier, you're running along. I see one of my friends get lifted into the air and then slam down to the ground, and the camera turns to the right, and you just see Darth Vader standing there, and you're like, oh shit.
Shit just got real.
I have said before on this podcast, I love Star Wars Battlefront 2. If it was still active, if the servers were still up, I would still play it. I'm very excited for this game.
Hopefully they do a good job and don't ruin it. Side note, do you think Darth Vader can use the Force to masturbate?
Sure, why not?
He has the Force choke.
Yes, he does.
So he could Force choke that chicken.
Well, he could Force choke himself while he's choking the chicken.
David Carey. God. Let's go. Just move along. Yes, Battlefront does look like it's going to be a lot of fun.
It looks beautiful. The
graphics are definitely gorgeous.
Yeah.
So, and I like how they're recreating, of course, you would want this in a Star Wars game. They're recreating familiar locations and everything. They're using key characters. Yeah. That's the way to go. And with a series like as storied as Star Wars, that is the way to go.
Battle of Hoth has always been one of my favorite stages. No matter what Star Wars game I'm playing, it's always one of my favorites.
And the only Star Wars game that's going to be better than that this year is Disney Infinity 3.0.
Fuck off!
I couldn't help myself.
One that was announced that I didn't hear anything about. I was actually just perusing through random E3 news and saw it, and I was like, why have I not heard of this? New South Park game.
How did you not hear about that?
How did I not? I don't know.
The Fractured Butthole.
Great
It's
title.
such a great title. I'm wondering how they're going to handle it because they didn't really show any of the game.
They didn't.
They're transferring from their fantasy characters that were pretty much established in the Lord of the Rings episode into their superhero characters, which was...
Good Times and Weapons.
Yeah.
Hi, let's go, Kankasa.
Asshole. That's not the episode. They're using the Coon and Friends.
Oh, they're using Coon and Friends. I thought it was Good Times with Weapons.
No, I wish. That'd be amazing. Make a fighting game out of that shit. But no, they're using the Coon and Friends idea, and I'm wondering, does that mean it's going to be like, maybe it's like a beat-em-up or something? Or are they going to stick with the RPG formula? I don't know what they're going to do. They haven't told us.
So Matt and Trey, after they did the last one, they were like, we're never doing another video game. It was just too time-consuming. It's too much work. So I would imagine if they're doing another one, they're probably going to use the same engine.
Well, of course they'll use the same engine, but I'm wondering, mechanics-wise, how this is going to be.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, why would they change it?
They could probably use the same engine to make a beat-em-up.
Yeah, I guess.
And if it's a superhero games, you know how they throw back to old games. They're gamers.
Well, my one complaint about the old game was that it was too fucking easy.
Yeah, it was pretty easy.
Even on hard, it was way too easy.
The correct it. It was easy if you were good at timing. Because if you could time your blocks, you were pretty much gold.
Well, if you've ever played Super Mario RPG, then you're pretty
you've
good at
already
timing.
been there. But there are certain, like in the boss fights and everything, if you can't time those blocks, dude, they will level you quick.
Well, like we're getting way off topic here, but the guy I always make, like, no matter what, I would always have plus fire damage.
The Fractured Butthole.
Yeah, so I would set everything on fire, and then they would take, like, quarter of their life in between each turn.
Yeah, the bleeding effects and the burning effects, they had a lot of high damage.
The dots do way too much damage.
Well, you got to realize it wasn't trying to make an in-depth RPG. It was trying to make something that, you know, it was a game. It was an enjoyable game, but it was South Park.
It was a lot of fun.
It was the definitive South Park experience for a video game.
That's one game, you know, going back to the DLC conversation, they were like, we're not going to do DLC. I'm like, but why? Why not? It's like...
I would buy that DLC.
I would buy that DLC in a heartbeat.
And I rarely ever say that.
Another game we had that looked pretty cool to me was For Honor. Did you see that one?
I did, but I honestly don't even remember it.
So it kind of looks like Dynasty Warriors, but more realistic. So you're actually a knight on the battlefield and you're going through. So it's like knights, Vikings, and samurai. So you pick one of three classes, and it's like a big all-out war. You know, same sort of... It looked interesting.
It caught a lot of hype. I remember seeing a lot of that on my Facebook stream and everything like that. There was a lot of talk about For Honor, so...
Yeah, I mean, I'm intrigued.
Hey, it could be worse. It could be Metroid...
Metroid Soccer Ball thing.
Metroid Laundry Edition. Wash your tin panties with Samus.
Yeah, so actually she does the morphing ball and puts brush pads on her, so she just like
she's the scrubbing bubbles guy.
Yeah, there you go.
Jeez, I didn't see it coming. It was right there the whole time.
Twister. All right. Another game that I found on the kind of like the sideshow. I didn't hear anything about it, but Senran Kagura.
Nope.
Okay. So this is another one that's actually, it looks exactly like Dynasty Warriors, like over-the-top combat and everything, but it has anime-style characters.
Hell yeah.
All of them are female with big boobs. So
Hell yeah.
Who doesn't like anime characters with big boobs?
I know I love it.
Yeah.
I know you love it.
So I just wanted to bring that up, because anime, big boobs, all good.
Yeah, it's a winner.
Another game, they didn't really show anything new. They announced some new characters. Birdie and Cammy are going to be in Street Fighter V.
Fuck yeah! Even though Birdie dominated the tournament they set up,
he really did.
All the way up till Nash fucking dominated him at the end.
Yeah, I don't
remember the players. I'm sorry. You can hate me if you want. I didn't pay too much attention. I was watching the game.
Yeah, for the most part. But no, I think it was just a matter of people learning how Birdie works.
Yeah, I think the fact that he was a character that hasn't been in previous games is what really set him apart.
Yeah.
Whereas Nash, even though he's not Guile, he's still kind of Guile.
Yeah.
He doesn't have the anti-air from the flash kick. but he's still got like a flash kick-ish type of technique.
Right.
He's still throwing sonic booms, whereas you get to Birdie and it's like, nope.
Well, apparently he's not a charge character anymore, so it's all quarter circle and half
Oh,
circle.
God.
Yeah.
And the shit he throws out, it looked like it was devastating during that tournament. So,
well,
I'm not looking forward to seeing him online.
What are some of our first impressions? So we actually got to see people play the game.
First impression initially was, I don't like it.
Okay.
Now as time's gone by and I've seen more stuff coming out, I've definitely started feeling like I'm jumping on the hype train a little bit. I bought a ticket for the hype train. I might be jumping on the hype train.
I haven't gotten on, but I bought a ticket.
Yeah, I'm on the edge about this game. I'm not completely 100% sold on it, but I am definitely interested to see where it's going.
So I still think we were correct in saying that this isn't really a new art direction like previous Street Fighters have been. I mean, it looks like HD Street Fighter 4.
It looks like another filter on the PC edition of Street Fighter 4.
Yeah. And so, I still maintain one of the other things I
will say the characters are more detailed.
Yes.
They're much more detailed.
I agree.
But it is the same art.
Yeah.
So.
I did say that it looked like it played a lot like Marvel vs. Capcom, which it kind of does, as I found out, because there's no more, like, specific timing for links. Like in Street Fighter 4, I mean, you got to be down to the fucking frame to actually link combos.
You can watch people playing on Twitch, and you can hear exactly like tap, 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 tap. It's very timing based.
Yeah, so
you can't sit there and go, just do it.
No,
it's not going to work. You're not going to get a combo that way.
This one uses more of like, and some characters in 4 have
like
this,
a free-flowing type deal?
Like target combos.
Okay.
So it gives you a bigger window. I think they said 3 frames of animation to actually hit the next button. So it plays a little more like, I would say, if I had to compare it to something like Guilty Gear, I mean, it's...
Oh, hell yeah!
Guilty Gear is pretty lenient.
That's my shit!
Guilty Gear is pretty lenient in their combos and how you can chain them together.
And it's a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun. So this one, it looks like it's kind of the same thing where it's not quite as,
bang, bang, pow.
You got to hit this button right when this frame ends. And if you miss it, then you're fucked.
Yeah, I'm not the best person at doing combos in Street Fighter 4, like, at all. But I've gotten a couple of them, but I'm not going to be able to do those long strings you see from, like, Infiltration or Gamer B. No, not a fucking chance.
Or Daigo's 25-hit combo.
Yeah, I have no time to be able to learn the frame system like that. I just want to have fun.
Yeah, pretty much. I love the game, love playing it, but I cannot devote to frame counting and shit like that.
All right.
What did you think about the V trigger system?
I like it, actually.
Yeah.
The thing I didn't like is during the tournament, nobody was using the V reversal. Like, it came out like once or twice.
I don't recall seeing it now that you say that.
Yeah, it's in there, and it's an awesome idea. Spin to bar, reverse a combo.
Yeah.
You're good. I wish I'd seen more of that because that interests me. I like the fact that every character has something unique to them.
Yeah.
I hope they can balance that well.
Well, they also said with, like, Ryu, so he's got the parry from Street Fighter 3, basically.
Which Daigo did not seem to be able to get the timing for.
So, it's a lot different than it was in Street Fighter 3. So, you can't just, like, if somebody's doing a Shoryuken, which hits twice, you can't just hit the parry once and have it do both attacks. You have to hit the parry twice, so bam, bam. But the timing is kind of specific because you can't just hit parry and then hold back to block because the animation on the parry is kind of long, or so they say.
I haven't had a chance to play it.
I'm just saying,
looks great.
Yeah, what other people have said. But so you can't parry and then just block, or parry and then go for attack. You have to parry the whole attack.
In that tournament, that fucking the Nash player in the final when he V-triggered above his opponent to get the last hit in that close match.
Yeah,
I lost my shit a little bit. Can't even lie. I got super hype right there.
And apparently Bison Super, when he has Super, you can't jump in on him because you will get hit. So that's like Ken back in Street Fighter 3.
Oh, hell yeah.
You cannot
jump in. He used to get so mad at me.
I was so pissed.
I would just sit there and wait for it.
Yep.
I wouldn't even really attack. I would just troll and turtle until you finally were like, all right, jumping in. And it was like, nope, no, you're not.
Yep.
I remember one time I thought you were going to hit me. Because there was a small window of time where I was dominating Street Fighter.
Yeah, so we always trade back and forth on fighting games, it feels like.
But it's always been a lot of fun. It doesn't really matter. I'll always be happy when I can beat you with Soul Bad Guy and Ken. And did we ever really... we didn't really get into the 3D games too much. We played some, but we didn't really, like...
I mean, like, DOA kind of.
We didn't get into nearly as much DOA as I wished.
No.
Because I am, like, super dominant Hayabusa player.
Well, yeah, you are.
That's why nobody will play me.
No, I won't. Like, Virtual Fighter, I don't remember the character.
I was pretty fucking good at Virtual
I don't remember the character you used, but I remember
Leon.
You pissed me the fuck off.
I pissed everybody off in 3D fighters. Except for Soul Calibur. Me and you were pretty even on Soul Calibur.
Yeah, well, Soul Calibur's
But Mash City.
Pretty much.
So, but yeah, that's really cool. Street Fighter V, I will probably be pre-ordering just because I want to be in the beta.
Oh yeah. So we should probably talk about that. So open beta, I think they said the 23rd, July 23rd.
Open beta?
Well, not
I'm pretty sure
if
it's
you
closed.
pre-order.
It's a closed beta if you pre-order.
Yeah, but July 23rd.
Fuck yeah, I'll be there.
All right,
I'll beat your ass.
Well, I don't have a stick. Of course you will.
I have Cammy. And a stick.
God damn it.
I'm good to go.
Never mind, I'm not playing anymore.
Oh, god damn it. Alright, well, we're going to segue into the end here.
Yeah, we're going to take a quick break, maybe grab something to eat.
We're running a little longer than we expected, but we'll try and wrap this up and we will be back. So.
Oh, it's the 2-hour edition.
It's the E3 edition, man. What did you expect?
Oh, wait, before we break, I was actually thinking of that, because I was like, before the internet, do you remember going to, like, the grocery store, and you would see a magazine there, and it was always, like, the double thick version, and you're like, oh, that's the E3 edition?
Fuck yeah. Like, Nintendo Power did that shit. Game Pro, Game Informer.
Not Game Informer.
Game Informer didn't really do that.
PlayStation Magazine did it.
What was that one? There's this one magazine that nobody ever remembers.
EGM.
EGM? Yeah, you're right.
Electronic Gaming.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
But
yeah, so double thick episode for you.
This is our thick binded version. Look for this one and expect some E3 goodness.
It's so thick.
But we're gonna take a break and we'll be back to have a nerdgasm.
Oh my god, I'm so having a nerdgasm.
Alright, so...
We're back to wrap this up.
Yeah, last week we did recommendations.
We decided to change the name.
Yeah, so we're still going to do recommendations, but we have...
Nerdgasms.
So this can be anything... Show them your O face.
Oh.
This can be anything, movie, game, comic,
whatever
YouTube
we're down
related.
with that we want to throw out there.
Just anything that made our nerdgasms come out...
Gushing,
yeah.
Gushing like.
Flowing like hot lava. I don't know.
Yes, that.
So for my... God damn it.
That was a good one.
So for mine...
yeah. Do you even know what yours is?
I do. So...
Are you exploring your nerdgasm for the first time?
I am. It just went everywhere. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh, he's a squirter.
So on YouTube...
Sorry.
Oh my god.
It didn't even register. Continue.
So, on YouTube, a channel on there that I frequent called Dorkly, they did top 5 acts of pure spite by Marvel.
Hey, check it out. as awesome as that is, we just got a text from Gary.
Oh, yeah, really?
Shout out to Gary.
All right. What does it say?
We're going to briefly interrupt because he has something to say.
Jesus
he said,
Christ.
Listening to the podcast and just my 2 cents on the resurgence of retro gaming, I think a lot of it has to do with the simplicity of old school games versus how complicated games are now to gamers and non-gamers. People who grew up in the 80s and 90s played games as a kid, but they didn't stay with it, and maybe going back and getting into retro games are something of nostalgia. Almost any non-gamer who is... Damn, Gary, this is why you're a contributor. Almost any non-gamer who is a child of the 80s, you sit in front of Super Mario Bros. And muscle memory would kick in. But give them a current-gen game, and they'd probably get frustrated and give up. That's a good outlook on it.
I mean, I don't think it's any one thing, which is kind of what we were getting at when we talked about it. I think it's many different factors where people are like, you know what, just fuck what's going on.
There's a bunch of good stuff to nostalgic gaming. Oh my god, I think the Gary machine's blowing up. He said XOXO, Gary. See, the best part about that is he doesn't even realize that even out of shout-outs to Gary came along, it's just like he just contributed to the show.
Yep.
It's awesome to get input, and I'm glad that's our first true input.
Yeah, he's gonna find out when he's listening to this.
Hey, he's just listening now to one of the other episodes, and he just felt the need to interject. And,
yeah.
Hey, we responded on the second it happened. That's how a bunch
Breaking news, Gary reports.
Breaking news, Gary had something to say. Shout out to Gary.
All right. God damn it. All right.
Sorry.
So, YouTube, Dorkly.
Dorkly's awesome.
Yeah, Dorkly's awesome. So, they did top 5 acts of pure spite by Marvel. So, this ties in back to our very first episode where I was like, Marvel is royally fucking with Fox to try to get the rights back to X-Men. This kind of lays out some of the things that they're doing. So, just something to check out.
Good list.
Watch Mojo did top 10 new metal bands. I don't think it's a hard decision of what number 1 is. But the reason I wanted to bring it up...
Don't deceive this!
No.
That's all I could think of.
It was Korn, man. Come on.
Korn? They consider Korn new metal?
Yeah.
I don't agree.
I thought it was a good list. The reason I wanted to bring that up actually is because Seven Dust came up as an honorable mention.
Wow. That's shitty.
I feel like they don't get enough credit.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. That's fucked up.
Yeah. That's one of the best bands I've ever seen live.
I'm going to give that to Crown the Empire.
Sorry, I had to burp.
Why you gotta be so rude?
Brandon and I... Jesus Christ, it's getting about that time.
Hula. Yeah, it's getting towards the... If this was Saturday, it wouldn't be the time it is now. It'd probably be like 11:30, midnight.
Yeah.
So,
me and Brandon went to the HF Festival one year, and I was like, dude, I don't care what we do, but we're seeing Seven Dust when they go on. And they went on like middle of the day. It was blazing fucking hot. And I was like, no, we're going on the field. And he had never heard of them, so he was like, all right, dude, whatever, I'll go with you. And, yeah, pretty much. So we went down there, and it was absolutely nuts, and we got off the field, and he was like, yeah, they were fucking awesome. So, yeah, Seven Dust. Awesome band, man. Love them.
My nerdgasm would definitely be right now. I'm, like, super in love with this band called Bring Me the Horizon. It was a test segment. We don't really have time to do it this week. We might do it next week. I am giving what I consider good music while you're playing games, like especially fighting games. That's my big... I have a huge playlist dedicated just to fighting games that I like to have on while I'm playing, and these are the songs that get me pumped up a lot, and really want you to just... It makes you want to fight the fuck out of shit. So, but yeah, Bring Me the Horizon, I've been just gushing over recently. I cannot stop listening to them. And movies, I would say I did watch the good old Equilibrium again.
Okay, that's a good one.
Paid it back another visit because I watch it at least every other week. It's a great movie. It was so underrated, man.
It was. Unfortunately, I think we talked about that. Like, it came out like around
That's
the
why I was
Matrix.
like, yeah, Equilibrium. It came out. I watched it again.
Yeah, underrated movie. If it had come out like a year earlier or later, I think it would have been a lot better.
Yeah, it would have had a lot more room.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, definitely check out Equilibrium. If you're into metal, check out Bring Me the Horizon. And I'm finished. I'm finished my nerdgasm.
Oh, I have a second nerdgasm coming on. Hold on.
I'll go get the towel.
We talked... Jesus Christ, man. We talked earlier about the reaction videos for Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
I found a video that a guy did, and his name is JWalk0. Zero is spelled out, but the O is a zero. So it's
that is clever.
I know, right? So it's JWalk0.
There you go.
All right. So he compiled a reaction video that he, saw. He got everybody together. It's over 4 hours.
Jeez.
It's over 4 hours long. I actually made it through about 45 minutes, and then I was like, all right, I have to go into work. I got to stop this. Some of the best reactions, if you want to check it out, 16 minutes, 55 seconds, the guy just goes shitballs. And the next one for like 2 or 3 after him are really good too. And then at 27:30, there was a guy which I imagine a lot of people were probably like. They were like, oh, fucking Square with these stupid spin-off games. Why are they fucking bothering? It's like, oh, this trailer for fucking Final Fantasy 15, this is a bunch of bullshit. And they're like, wait a second. This isn't Final Fantasy 15. What the fuck? What are you doing right now? So, yeah, check it out if you can. That's my last nerdgasm.
Oh, jeez. It's everywhere.
It was a ghost. Spooky ghost.
Spooky ghost. Randy!
I'm fucking done.
I think I'm spent.
Alright.
I'm ready to get a sandwich and lay down.
Well, hey, you guys are in luck, because I think you're going to get another podcast in like 4 days.
Yeah, we'll be back on Saturday. We're back to normal. We just had some complications this weekend. Nothing too bad. We're all good.
No,
we're all happy and breathing.
It's a special.
Because we're special. This is the E3 special. We had extra days to prepare. Look how much longer this episode is.
Oh my god.
So, I hope the wait was worth it, because we gave you about an extra half an hour, pretty much.
Alright, yeah, so go fuck off now. Bye.
No, don't fuck off. We love you.
No, we do love you.
Shout-outs to me. Fuck you, Gary.
Alright, so check us out on Facebook at Such a Nerd Pod.
Check us out on Twitter at Such a Nerd Pod.
Oh, and wouldn't you know it, there's a Gmail.
I think it's Such a Nerd Pod.
At gmail.com. Holy
We're on a
shit.
place called Podomatic.com, and it's Such a Nerd Pod.
Did we do that on purpose?
I don't think we did.
I don't think we did. I think it's a huge coincidence.
So we got lucky. So, this is it for now. We'll be back this weekend. I hope you have fun. Play some shit and game on, motherfucker.
Peace.
Boitano was in the Olympics skating for the gold. He did 2 South cows and a triple lutz, wearing a blindfold. When Brian Boitano was in the Alps, fighting grizzly bears, he used his magical fire breath and saved the maidens fair. Run! Skate! Run! So what would Brian Boitano do if he was here today? I'm sure he'd kick an arse or two. That's what Brian Boitano do. Run! Skate! When Brian Boitano traveled through time to the year 3010, he fought the evil robot king and saved us all again. And when Brian Boitano built the pyramids, he beat up Kublai Khan, cause Brian Boitano doesn't take from anybody. No, Brian, those chicken wings are really spicy. Don't eat those.
I've never seen a man eat so many chicken wings. I've never seen a man eat so many chicken wings. I've never seen a man eat so many